Well, hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Alyssa Zempel, and I'm an independent educational consultant that's located right here in Minnesota. I help families navigate the crazy world of college admissions and make the process as stress-free as possible. Today I'm going to continue with my FAFSA Mistakes series. For those of you who don't know, FAFSA stands for the Free Application for Federal Student Aid. Today we're going to focus on mistake number 8. If you're interested in learning about mistakes 1 through 7, you can find them on my Facebook page or my LinkedIn account. Now, FAFSA mistake number 8. This one's a doozy, and it doesn't hit you until after graduation when you're sitting on the couch eating ramen for the third night in a row, wondering why your college degree did not come with an instruction manual for how to adult. We're talking about borrowing more than you can afford to pay back. So let's dive in. Here's the thing. FAFSA makes borrowing money really easy, almost too easy. You basically fill out a form, you get a financial aid package, and boom, there's loan money just sitting there, waiting for you to accept it. It's like someone offering you free pizza, except the pizza costs about $50,000 and you have to pay it back with interest over the next 20 years. Now, the mistake isn't about taking out student loans. Sometimes loans are necessary and can be a smart investment in your future. The mistake is not asking yourself one critical question: can I actually afford to pay this back? Here's the kicker. Most 18-year-olds have no idea what they'll be earning in 4 years. Heck, most 18-year-olds don't know what they're going to be eating for dinner tonight. So we're asking teenagers to make six-figure financial decisions based on hypothetical future salaries and careers they might not even pursue. So what could possibly go wrong? Now let me tell you why this mistake is so common. There is a disconnect between the present and the future. When you are 18 and accepting loans, graduation feels like a lifetime away. And the loans don't actually feel real because you're not actually making payments on them yet. This seems like a future problem, but this future problem will sneak up on you in no time and will create a bigger issue for you. Second, there's this pervasive myth that college debt is considered good debt and that any degree automatically equals a high-paying job. But here's the real issue. Not all degrees have the same earning potential. An engineering degree and an art history degree are both valuable, but they typically lead to very different starting salaries. And that matters when you're trying to make loan payments. Now, third, and this one is a big one, the financial aid system basically lets you borrow whatever you need up to certain amounts without considering whether you can actually afford to pay it back. It's like getting approved for a mortgage without anyone checking if you actually have a job. The government and private lenders will gladly hand you money, but they're not sitting you down and saying, hey, are you sure about this? Now let me give you a real world example. Meet Sarah. Now, Sarah isn't her real name, but it's definitely a real situation that I've encountered. Sarah borrowed $80,000 to get her bachelor's degree. She graduated and got a job making about $40,000 a year. Now, her monthly student loan payment was $920 a month. Now, after taxes, Sarah takes home about $2,700 a month. Now, if you do the math, that's nearly a third of her take-home pay goes just to student loans. Now, you add in rent, car payment, insurance, food, and utilities, and she's basically broke before she even thinks about saving for emergencies, retirement, or having a life. Now, Sarah is now 28 and still lives with 2 roommates. She drives a car from high school and had to turn down her friend's destination wedding because she literally couldn't afford the plane ticket. She's doing everything right. She graduated, she got a job in her field, she makes her payments on time, but she feels financially paralyzed. This is a reality about borrowing more than you can afford. It's not about being irresponsible. It's about making decisions with incomplete information and then living with the consequences that last for decades. So you might be thinking to yourself, how do you avoid this? Well, let me give you the golden rule that every student and parent needs to embed in their brain. Your student loan debt should not exceed your expected first year salary. Now, read that again, write it down, cross stitch it in a pillow, whatever you need to do to remember that rule of thumb. If you're going to school to become a teacher with a starting salary of $45,000, you should not borrow more than $45,000 total for your 4-year degree. Now, that's $45,000 for 4 years, not for 1 year. If you're going to computer science with a salary of $75,000, then $75,000 in loan is your maximum. Why this rule? Well, because if you follow it, your monthly loan payment should be roughly 10 to 15% of your gross income, which is manageable for most people. You'll actually be able to afford rent, food, and student loans. Now, I can hear some of you saying, but I don't know what my starting salary will be. Great question. You can look it up. The Bureau of Labor Statistics has salary information by occupation. Talk to your school counselor or your career and college specialist at school. You can look up salaries on LinkedIn, or you can even Google it. But do your research before you borrow. Now, you're probably wondering how you can actually implement this. Well, here are some action steps that you can do now. Step number 1, research your expected salary. Look up the median starting salary for your intended career and be realistic about it. If you want to be a marine biologist, don't use the salary of the top 1% who work for National Geographic. Make sure to use the median salary. Step number 2, calculate your maximum borrowing. Take that first year salary number, that's your borrowing limit for all 4 years of college combined. Divide by 4 to get a rough yearly borrowing limit. And step number 3, compare schools based on total cost. Don't just look at the sticker price. Look at net cost after grants and scholarships. Then figure out how much you'd need to borrow. If school A requires borrowing $100,000 and school B requires $30,000 and you're going into teaching, well, school B would be the smarter choice, even if school A has a prettier campus. Step number 4, get creative with alternatives. Maybe start looking at a community college and transferring later. Maybe you should live at home or work part-time. Make sure to apply for scholarship like it's your job, because it kind of is. Choose in-state public schools and consider employers that offer tuition assistance. There are so many ways to reduce borrowing. And step number 5, say no to lifestyle loans. I know it doesn't sound fun, but if you need loans just to cover tuition and books, that's okay. But if you're borrowing extra to live in a luxury apartment or study abroad for a semester, think very hard about whether future you wants to pay for that experience for the next 20 years. Look, I'm not here to tell you not to go to college or not to take out loans. Education is valuable, and sometimes loans are necessary, but they should be strategic, not just accepted blindly because the money is available. Your 22-year-old self will thank your 18-year-old self for thinking through this. Trust me, being able to afford guacamole at Chipotle without checking your bank account first, that's the dream, and it's achievable if you borrow responsibly. Now, if you found this information helpful, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on the rest of the series. We got a few more FAFSA mistakes to unpack. And remember, the best financial decision you can make is an informed one. If you'd like more information or more personalized advice, feel free to contact me on the information on the screen. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.